Hello and welcome to Colred Plays Raid Shadow Legends. I am Colred. Thank you for joining me. The portal is purple, and in fact, it's the correct purple. It's the one we like. It is a 2x Void Shard event. Now, we didn't expect the Void Shard event. It was just announced a day or two ago that this weekend would be 2x Voids, instead of the 2x Sacreds that we expected. We had 2x Voids only 4 weeks ago, but it seems like Plarium is mixing up the 2x event schedule quite a bit. And so I guess we're just not going to know what to expect. We still want to save shards sort of normally, like we normally do for these 2x events if they're good for us on our accounts. But without knowing a predictable schedule, it's going to get a little bit trickier. So I hope that this is just a deviation for the Halloween Titan event, or maybe, some kind of extra event, and then we'll get back on track on the predictable schedule. But this means no 2x Sacreds. As you can see, I've saved 20 Sacreds on my main account, and I don't have as many Void Shards as I would typically have, because normally it takes 6 weeks to get back around to a Void Shard event, but it's only 4 weeks this time. Now, in addition to the 2x event going on, there is also a targeted champion boost. This is the 10x event, and that is for Siphi. Now, Siphi was a Halloween release a few years ago, and so she's one of the Halloween champions. And she's an amazing champion. She's absolutely a phenomenal Void legendary support champion. She has a partner. Her partner is a Rotos, who's also a great arena nuker and just generally good champion. So this is one of the champions that a lot of people are really interested in. And so we've got a 10x event going on during this 2x event. I would surely love to pull Siphi. I don't have her on my main account. And as you can see up above, we have the modified drop rates. So a 1% chance to pull a Void Lego today, which is as good as it gets, basically. So I will be pulling all of my Void Shards here on my main account, and then my editor, Son, and I will be pulling our Void Shards on our Noob versus Pro series accounts. Those are closing in about level 55 or so. Son's a few levels ahead of me. But so we've got 3 accounts to pull Shards on today. Should be a lot of fun. Stick around. Just a quick announcement. I live stream every Tuesday and Saturday. Tuesdays, we do live takeovers for viewers on our Takeover Tuesday. That goes live at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And then on Saturdays, my editor, Son, and I do our live Noob versus Pro series. We take out our new accounts, run them around, we talk to people. It's a lot of fun. That goes live at 11 a.m. Eastern on Saturday. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and consider joining our Discord community. All right, now we do have a Champion Chase tournament that is going on during this event. This is part of the Halloween Titan event. All right, so the first is that we have the Sun Wukong, like Halloween points Titan event right here. There's 100 points at 1,550 tournament points. So if you can get 1,550 Champion Chase points, you can get this 100 points for the Sun Wukong Titan event. Now, in addition, there are some legendary tomes up way up there. There is a mythic tome. There's also a 5-star chicken. Now, I have 25 or 27 Void Shards, so the likelihood that I get to that first tome is kind of low. But I want to remind you, this is a Champion Chase tournament. This is not a Summon Rush tournament. So champions you get anywhere over the next 2.5 days are going to add to your point totals. So mystery shards are in play during this tournament, as are fragment champions from your portal. So if your shards alone only get you so far, remember that you can go for a few more points from mystery shards or from any champions that you have saved the fragments of to pull during an event like this. Beware of the fact there is a CVC coming up just at the end of the weekend on Tuesday for us. And so you may want to hold on to your fragment champions for that event instead. It really depends on how close you get to one of these rewards and how important that reward is to your account. All right, so let's pull some shards. I've got 27, it looks like. So I'm going to pull 7 shards, and then I'm going to do 2 10 pulls. The Siphi would be a fantastic pull for this account. This account's in very good shape. I've been playing over 900 days on this account. It is 100% free to play. And I think I have 5 or 6 Void Legendaries I pulled from Shards at this point. Although at least 1 is a dupe, if not 2. So obviously any of the big names would be wins for me. Akrizia, Yumiko, Krisk, all of those kinds of champions. Yeah, if I hit on a Legendary, which I don't expect to, I'm not close to Mercy here, but it would be nice to hit somebody who is, going to add some value to my account would be really nice. So I don't really need another arena nuker or anything like that. So Siphi would fit the bill perfectly. All right, so let's go ahead and pull these 7 solos. See how we do. All right, this is always fun. I love doing this. All right, we've got a rare. Now, there aren't really any epics either that I need, any void epics, but if I got any new champions on the account, that's always nice. Just flesh out the roster a little bit. We do have an epic here. Okay, Ayla Lifebraid. I think this might be new on my account. I'm not 100% sure because I think I've pulled her on at least one account. I just don't remember which account that was on. So this is, I think, a new epic for me. She is relatively new to the faction. I don't know that much about her. Block debuff buff on allies. That's always good. It's a nice heal, AoE heal. Got a 12% chance of activating an instant turn effect. Wow. That is interesting. She's basically got a built-in Relentless set. So kind of a cool epic in the Sylvan Watchers faction. I'll take it. I'm pretty sure that's a new champion for this account. Got another epic. We got Beardell Fellhammer. I do have him. I actually have one built out. I was going to take him up to 6 stars and then stopped at 5 stars. He can be a decent mischief tank in low tiers of Hydra. All right, so we're still pulling. The more epics we get, the more points we get for that champion chase. So I'm doing pretty well there, at least in terms of the return rate for epics. I expect about 4 epics for this event based on the number of shards that I've got. And I've already gotten 2 of those, so I'm definitely ahead of the pace. Got a third one. And it's Sylar. She is a phenomenal epic. Yeah, really good void epic here. I have one. She's already built out. She's very strong. This champion, if you pull this champion and you are in the earlier mid game, she can do a lot of work for you. A1 AoE, A2 AoE with decreased accuracy. Her A3 places a decreased speed on all enemies and also decreases the turn meter of all enemies by 40%. This is a really large AoE turn meter decrease, and it comes back around on a 4-turn cooldown. She also has an ally speed aura in faction crypts, so she is a perfect faction crypts champion, but you can use her in a lot of wave content. She's really good in Doom Tower. Okay, and that is our 7. Those are our 7 pulls. So we got 3 epics there on 7 pulls. That is a very good rate of return. I don't know if that makes me feel like we've got a chance at a legendary or if that feels like, okay, we've used up our luck on epics. But now we're going to do 2 10 pulls. I really enjoy 10 pulls. I don't know what it is. It's something satisfying about pulling 10 champions. I know it makes the video a little bit shorter, but that's okay. I just love seeing, it feels like you've got a better chance in a 10 pull of hitting a good champion rather than going through them one by one. You should pull however you like to pull, but this is what I like to do. So we're going to do a 10 pull here and see if we can't strike gold. Come on, let's get something. All right, it's telling me 800 tournament points. I feel like that's a giveaway, right? That means I hit gold. Didn't I? Doesn't that mean I hit gold? How did I get 800 tournament points? It must be a different tournament. There must be something else going on that I don't know about, because I'm not like 800 points would be. Yeah, I don't know how you would land on 800 points. It's clearly not the champion chase points. So there must be something else going on. That was distracting. I didn't like that. Okay, so I got a Selenia Night Cloak, a very good new rare. I've already got one built up. Or, well, she's built out to 40, I think, on this account, but she's building up. Frenzy, the Cackler. One of the things that you want to look for in this particular Void Shard event is we have just launched the Lady Mikage permanent fusion. So if you get any of the Void rares or the one Void epic that go into her, you want to make sure to hold on to them. So we'll take a look at that at the end just to make sure that we didn't miss or that we hit. Okay, last 10 pull. Come on, let's show us something. That's more points. 1,400 points. I don't know where these points are coming from. Whisper, very good epic. Another. Hey, he's a fusion. He's one of the fusion epics. Got another epic in Basher. So I got a lot of epics today. But the big win here is the Weregrin Suncurse. Now, I didn't have a copy of him on my account. So if we were talking about the Lady Mikage fusion, you can just go here to the fusion tab, and she's the highest one. So she should be the one that opens up. And you can see here, I need Weregrin Suncurse, and now I have him. Now I had all of the rares to fuse him, but this is going to save me the hassle of doing that. And then obviously I can potentially fuse him anyway. You can still fuse these champions. So I can fuse him once and get points for him during a champion chase event like this. So I could actually use these fusion champs to get points in the current champion chase and maybe get those legendary tomes. So I did quite well on points. Let's go ahead and see, one, if we hit any new champions for the account. We did. So let's see. So Basher was new and Frenzy was new. I didn't realize I didn't have Basher on this account. So he's actually a pretty solid epic as well. He's got this lockout, attacks all enemies, increases the cooldown of all the target's skills by 2 turns. So he can lock out the enemy team. He's used as sort of a mini warlord, I think, in arena. So this can be a very strong arena skill if you can get him fast enough. And then Frenzy is one of the new epics in the Skinwalkers faction. She's relatively new. She's okay. Her kit's based around HP burns. And then she has an AoE provoke with an increased defense. That's never a bad thing. So she's solid. She's solid. I haven't actually built her out. I messed around with her. Her base defense at 1443 seems pretty high. So she might be a really good tank, maybe just for faction crypts, maybe somewhere else. And then, in fact, the Ayla is a new champion for me. So 3 new epics. That's pretty cool. I'll take that. And then let's go check our points. Okay, so I got very lucky. I actually pulled 3,450 points. I think my expected return was around 22 or 2,300, something more like that. So this is a very good return. It all happened through epics, which is both a good and bad thing, right? This is an end game account. I don't need those epics, but some of them were new, so they kind of flesh out the roster. That's great. And then obviously getting the 5-star chicken, getting the Sun Wukong Halloween points, and then getting that legendary tome. Now, there's a chance that I will pull a couple of additional void shards. We all have that chance over the next 2 days from our clan boss chests and any other sources. So I might be able to get a few more points there. And then I do have several fragment champions. So if I wanted to go up after that 5,500 points, I'm only about 2,000 points away. That's a fair distance without a couple of hits. So I would have to hit on maybe an extra epic or 2 to really get within striking range of that extra legendary tome. But on this account, the bottleneck by far is legendary tomes. I have way more champions than I have tomes. And so that extra tome is meaningful to me, and it might be worth pulling some additional shards to go after it. Yeah, as you saw, I also have 20 sacred shards, so I could pull a couple of sacred shards. Those would be guaranteed epics if I needed to go after this. I don't want to do that. Remember, this is a free-to-play account, and that's not the most efficient use of sacred shards, and I don't recommend that. But if I get close, and let's say I pull a whole bunch of fragment champions out of my storage, and I get close and I just need one more shard, I might pull like 1 sacred shard. Or you could pull buy a 10-pack or an 11-pack of ancient shards and go after it that way. Okay, that is it for this account. Not a bad haul. Not awesome, but not a bad haul. But now we've got 2 more accounts to pull from. So I'm going to go grab my editor Sun, and we will pull our shards from our noob versus pro accounts. All right, just a quick heads up. Sun and I just recorded our shard pulls on our noob versus pro accounts. And due to a technical glitch, we don't have Sun's audio. So we're just going to give you the highlights of those pulls. We'll give you both accounts, but you're not going to hear his lovely voice. You will see his smiling face. Sorry, buddy. That one's on me. That was my fault. But if you want to hear Sun's voice, make sure you join us in the live stream on Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern. That's our Noob versus Pro series. And you can hang out and talk to him there. All right, now back to those shard pulls. Okay. Good luck. Let's see it. Night. Ooh. Wait, you don't have Whisper, do you? Okay, she's really strong. She's a great clan boss damage dealer. Now, you already have Fane, who's a great clan boss damage dealer. But this is a boss killing champion because she has ignore defense. I think on her A2, what's the percentage there? Is it 100% ignore defense? Yeah, so ignores defense. it's 100% ignore defense. So if there's a weaken out there, she ignores 100% of the target's defense. That just is crazy strong against bosses, especially against high levels of clan boss. So very good epic. Yeah, she's one of the best like damage dealers in the epic rarity. So yeah, congrats, man. That's a great pull. I mean, you were hoping for a tank and instead you got one of the best damage dealers, but that's all right. Yeah. No, the rares are generally another epic. Tuhok the Wanderer. He's solid. I've never actually built him, but there are definitely people who are proponents of Tuhok the Wanderer. And so yeah, he can be decently strong. But again, another damage dealer. He does have an AoE decrease speed. So that's always valuable. Now you already have Sylar who has an AoE decrease speed. So this might be a little bit less valuable for that particular ability. But he also steals 100% of the target's turn meter. Now it's conditional. He has to have less than 50% HP, so it's a little bit tricky, but still a very good champion. So far on the epics, you're doing all right. All right, come on. Let's get it. I want to see gold. Or I want to see Cold Heart. Cold Heart is almost like seeing gold. Yeah, I think so too. Another one. Okay, Umbral Enchantress. She's a usable champion. So I'm sorry, it's the A3. So it's the A3 is the AoE provoke. And it's a two turn provoke. And then she gets an unkillable buff for 2 turns. So she like sacrifices, herself for the team. She locks out all of her skills for 5 turns, I think. Yeah, she places a block active skills on herself for 5 turns. So she can't do anything other than A1. But you can just lock out an entire enemy team. So you can use her in Doom Tower. You can use her in Arena. She's very strong in Arena. Yeah. So now, talking about lockout champions, you've got a lockout champion right here. Let's get it. You don't need to check out the rares, but yeah, I know you want to. But you don't need to check out the rares. Gear Grinder, decent rare. He's good for faction crypts because he's got a revive. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Let's get it. I got Fnatic earlier. I just turned him into a chicken. I just turned him into a 5-star chicken. He is very cool looking, but he's a bit underwhelming as a champion. Get it. Let's see something big. See something big. Cold Heart. Nope. Well, I would say, Whisper was a huge pull. And Umbral Enchantress is definitely no joke. And then you got Tuhok the Wanderer. So you got 3 pretty solid epics, actually, all usable on your account. They're all going to do great faction crypts work. But in addition, you can potentially consider building them out. Unfortunately, all 3, well, not 3, but 2 of them are damage dealers. And yeah, and Umbral Enchantress is not. She is sort of a tank, and you can use her in Doom Tower waves and stuff like that. But her mechanic is a bit odd, right? Because of that lockout that she puts on herself. So she tends to be used mostly in Arena. But good champions, good champion. All right, so now I only have 6 shards. But let's see if we can't get something. A nice epic. There's some good epics. What do I need on this account? There's not a ton. What I need is an arena nuker. So like a Skull Crown or a Genbo would be awesome. That's probably the big pull here. Obviously the Siphi would be phenomenal. Any of the legendaries would be phenomenal. But yeah, or also like you, I could use a really good tank. That would be nice. So let's see what we do. All right. Thank you. Thank you. First pull. A rare. Not a particularly good rare. The only rare we're really looking for is Cold Heart. There are a couple of other void rares that aren't bad. All right, epic. All right, Battle Sage. She's not bad. She's not bad. She's definitely usable. She has an AoE A1, which is nice. She has an increased attack that removes all debuffs from all allies. The increased attack cannot be removed. I don't know that that matters all that much. And then she has a revive on death on a single target. And ally speed aura in all battles by 19%. So definitely a decent kit. Probably for me, I don't know if I'll use her in wave content. I could put her in a stun set, get some value out of her, but yeah, she's probably just going to be a really good piece of my High Elves faction wars team. All right, so 4 more pulls here. Always good to see epics. Not as good to see rares. Okay, 3 more pulls. Come on, let's get something. Let's get something to build. I need something to build because I'm running out of buildable champions. Justiciar. This is like my 3rd copy of this guy. I got 2 Relic Keepers and now I've got 3 Justiciars. It's like, come on, you gotta be kidding me. All right. Player, you owe me. Come on. You owe me something good now. Cold Heart. Cold Heart. Yeah. Yeah, that's that's like a Lego. Turn meter control, max HP, nuke on the A3. Oh, I'm stoked. I'm stoked. Surprisingly, this is a pretty good moment in time for me to get Cold Heart because I don't have a lot of epic tomes, you know, but I have a ton of rare tomes just sitting there, so I can build her out to 6 stars right away and not feel like I'm missing on a powerful champion. I still have 11 legendary tomes I haven't used yet, so I wouldn't mind a Lego, but this is a really good champion for me right now. The heal reduction is going to help me out. Unfortunately, I could have used her like 4 days ago for the Spider Turn Attack Dark Elves tournament. You know, like that would have been great. But this is a great pull. Anytime you get a Cold Heart, you know, your first time on an account, it feels awesome because even if you can't build her right away and get a lot of utility out of her right away, just knowing you have her on your account and you get to build her out at some point. So Fire Knight's going to get easier. Spider's going to get easier. You know, even Ice Golem's going to get easier. So pretty cool. I will take that. I will take that rare. Yeah. All right. Last one. Last one. Let's see if we can't strike something. Strike again. Let's get a purple. Nope. We got another rare. And it's an Arbalester. Okay. So we went from the best void rare in the game to like one of the worst. But that's okay. That's okay. So that's exciting. I didn't hit, you know, in terms of points in the champion chase, I didn't hit as hard as you did. Obviously, you did pretty well there. But I will absolutely take my shard pulls. Getting a Cold Heart it always feels great. And she will be my next 60. I don't think there's anybody who I have who needs to be ahead of her in the rotation. Yeah, so that's great. All right, so what do you think? Who came out ahead? Okay, so there it is. 3 accounts of Void Shard pulls. Still no legendaries on those Noob versus Pro accounts. It feels like with every passing shard event, the pressure is building and building. We're going to have to hit at some point, right? I hope you had better luck than we did. Please let me know in the comments below what champions you hit on. Did you get any great Void epics for your newer accounts? Anybody out there at all hit on the 10 times Siphi? Or maybe some other Void legendary you didn't expect, but is going to transform your account. I love shard pull success stories. And if you had a shard pull failure story, share that too, because we can commiserate together. That helps us get over it a little bit more quickly and move on. Thanks so much for hanging out. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and consider joining our Discord community. I've been Colred, and I will see you in another video soon.